Those.
Okay. We're going.
So I'll just put your information format here.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
We're all just sitting there.
Nice to meet you.
And this should be pretty much the same information you gave me.
Okay.
And then or here it is, and then I extrapolate it. So like insurance is once a year, like we talked
Yeah.
about. The rest I just take, divide by 10 to get there. So that's
Oh,
why
okay.
that's a little bit higher on the others. And then on these, again, same thing. This is your information. And then I've got an extrapolation over here to get to the estimate from you. And then that's what I estimate net income, which is pretty close to what the carryover is. So that's how I get that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And it's pretty much in line, because I figured we had 10,000 without the grants, and then we added the grants after a couple of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's 40,000, which is what you should have. I mean, that's how I check it, because I take prior year carryover.
I didn't realize it was too
That's
big.
what I have for carryover, so it's like $100 difference.
All right. This is the rest of those.
Hey, we're about to go into a meeting. It's a budget meeting at the hall. This is it.
Here, next 2 pages. That's just the latest one here. Here it is.
Okay. I'll call you when I get home. That's it. I might get
Okay,
lots
your
of calls
tax
while I'm
back.
here. I have a big family.
Okay, cool. Transcription's
I'll call
going.
me on my birthday.
Everybody's ready? Call this meeting, budget hearing to order.
I'll just turn it off for now.
Does anybody in attendance want to be part of the committee? If so, we can ask for appointments now, or are you guys just gonna watch?
Just gonna watch.
You're just gonna watch, okay. Okay, so. Same deal?
Yeah, so
Budget
we gotta,
officer.
we get elected budget, or you guys appoint a budget officer,
Mhm.
for among yourselves, and then that person delegates those responsibilities to you.
Yep. So do I have a motion or a nomination for a budget officer?
I'm done after today.
Yeah. So the last official act, so motion
Yeah.
to appoint a budget officer, either one of you guys.
Motion to nominate Karen.
Okay, second? Do we have a second to nominate Karen as budget
Karen
officer?
doesn't want to.
No,
She doesn't want to.
absolutely not.
Which is only for this purposes today, right?
Is it
Yeah.
just for today?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, if
it's-
it's just for today, okay, but
So it's.
anything future?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second that for Karen for today.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Okay.
So
Delegate.
just delegate your responsibilities to.
Oh, okay, I delegate my budget responsibilities to Rob.
Okay,
Wait,
all right.
let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so the first page you got is this is this column that says actual through 4/30 is pretty much the same information you got on this slide here. I just put it in a little bit different buckets.
Okay.
And so your year-to-date revenues are 49,000, and your year-to-date expenditures are 18. The biggest component here that's the difference is this 29,950 under grants. And of course that hasn't been expended yet, so it's still on the books. And then what I did for that next column is for the items that were just once a year, like insurance, well, that just didn't change, right? We just carried that over. For these other items like electricity, I just took 430 divided by 10, multiplied by 12 to get to the full year estimated balance. Why we do this? Well, we do this to calculate the carryover into budget for next year. And so that's what we're gonna use. The calculated the carryover I used was 39,950. Your cash balance as of today is 40,430, which is at the bottom of that. And so they should be pretty close, and they are. You know, there's only about $500. So that's what we're using as the available cash on hand is $39,950. And so any questions on that before I kind of give my budget spiel?
Does anybody have any questions? About how this is laid out? Okay, let's go.
Okay, so what we've got here is, you guys only have one fund, so it makes it really easy. And so in 3 pages, we're gonna go general fund revenues, it's general fund summarized expenditures on page 2, and then page 3 is general fund detailed expenditures. And so we'll probably end up starting from page 3. But just to kind of give everybody the lay of the land, we've got, on the very far left, we've got second preceding, so 22-23 actuals. Then we've got 23-24 actuals in first proceeding. We've got current year that we're in right now, budget, and then we have proposed by the budget officer, which this is not a proposal. This is a very rough draft. It's whatever you guys want it to be.
Okay.
I'm just putting numbers here to make it balance because Oregon state law requires that we balance the budget. One thing of note, that $39,950 is cash that you have carried over into this year. If we balance the budget and there's no operating contingency, we've budgeted to expend every last dime we have. Right now, as it sits on page 2, you'll see that there's a general operating contingency of $36.75. So that's essentially what is the budget.
Did you say page 2 or
Page 2.
Oh,
What's that?
Can't hear.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can stand up in front if you want. However, I can be a show pony. All right. Yeah, actually, some of the other cities, they do have like 40 people, so this isn't a problem. Okay, so what I was saying is we've got carryover of $39,950 this year, and then we've got a balanced budget. So what a balanced budget means is revenues, including current year income and available cash on hand, equal all your expenses. There's one line item in expenses called operating contingency, and it's on page 2, near the bottom. It's got $3,675 in it. That is our budgeted carryover. So we'll go through all the details, but right now as it sits, you're only budgeted to carry over $3,675. Just as a reminder, these are budget committee's numbers, not mine. I will change to whatever budget committee wants to do. I've just put my best guess in on all this.
Oh, it's on page 3. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
In the packet we have, it's actually page 3.
Oh.
Page 2 of the actual budget.
Okay. Huh. Okay. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I tore off my front page. Yeah. Okay. So let's get rolling here. So starting with the budget, that's what we're looking at. Available cash on hand, we've already talked about. Previously levied taxes estimated to be received. That's old taxes. So prior year taxes. I just threw $500 in there.
What page are you on now?
Page 2.
Now it's your page 2. I confused myself because I tore off the actuals on page 1.
Yeah, page 2.
Yeah, sorry about that. That 500 is just a guesstimate because we don't have, in current year income, we don't have it broken out between prior year and current year property taxes. But generally, you get a little bit of an increase every year in property taxes. And right now, you're on pace for actually to exceed $15,000. I don't know what that May income is going to look like yet. And the May 15th was the third payment deadline. Yeah. And so we should get a pretty good tidy sum. And so I expect you'll actually exceed $15,000 in the current year. We've got one more year on the levy, and so I put $15,500 essentially between the $500 up here in previously levied, and then down here at the bottom, taxes necessary to balance. Yeah, $15,500 in budgeted property tax. Estimated $500 in interest. We've already collected more than $500, or we're on pace to collect about $500 this year. I think interest rates are going to go down a little bit. So we'll see. Hall rent, I just plugged in 1,000. Current year, we're at 2424. So it could be significantly higher than that 1,000. And then other resources is an accumulation of the category other, and then donations. And I put 4,000 there, which is a little bit down from last year's estimate, but it could include grants. It could include a lot of different things. In our current year, we're on pace for about 3,000. And so maybe that's a little high, but maybe hall rent's too low, so it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
That gives us total resources of 60,950. And I do my best to keep this as either accurate as possible or even conservative on the revenue side. And expenses I tend to inflate, just so you have the budgetary authority.
Okay.
I'm going to skip your page 3, and I'm going to go all the way to the last page right now. I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so these are your detailed expenditures. And they should correlate really well to that first page on here if you want to tear it out like I did. And you can see where we are year to date. Publications might be a smidge low. Current year's on pace for 700, but I've got 400 in here. Just so you know, the only thing that actually matters in this is your total expenditures line item, because that's your materials and services. You don't have personnel services. We'll get to capital outlay in a second, but that's your budgetary authority. In this iteration of it, if we don't change anything, your budgetary authority would be $35,000, $35,725, and regardless of how you under or over expend individual line items. Electricity, current year is on pace for about 1,400. I put in 1,600. Heating is on pace for 4,000. I put in 4,500. Insurance was 8,300 this year. I put in 9,000. Office is on pace for about 150. I put in 150. Repairs. Okay, so repairs includes your $8,400 grant for repairing that. Is it roof? Is it roof repair? Yeah. Yeah, so that's in there, and then I added that to 6,000 for repairs and maintenance. Right now, we're on pace for $600 this year, so we're not really there.
So, was that including the 1,500 that we had to pay to Patriot? Okay.
I wonder if that got under contract janitorial or professional services.
I might have put it under that because I didn't have another category.
Sure, that's fair. Yeah.
It wasn't professional services because.
Right.
Repairs and maintenance is our grant for the roof.
Part of it is.
Yeah. The
Yes.
8,400 of it is.
8,400.
So we've got 6,000 budgeted for whatever, and then we've got the 8,400 budgeted for the roof specifically. Okay, and then contract groundkeeper, we're on pace for about 2,000 this year, and I don't know if that included the plumber or not. I'm not sure.
It did include the
It did.
plumber.
Okay, so I put 2,500 in there, and maybe that's not, or maybe that's right, maybe that's not if you're not going to repeat that next year.
Well, hopefully we don't have to, but we
Right?
might.
Well,
We won't be
we'll need to
repeating
look
that,
into
but
it.
we gotta look into that because the city's not, so they don't have the money to do the parks. If we have money to pay someone, which I'm not sure if we do or not, it would be cool if we did have a groundskeeper.
Right.
Because none of the district's property is a groundskeeper anymore unless Travis Bradford came back and he's doing it on a voluntary basis, like he only has 3 days a week to do it.
Okay, so,
We talk about though that since it was on that side, we probably need to check this section before it floods.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's probably good to have
Some in there.
some money in there in case we
Okay.
decide to do something like
so let's just talk about that for 1 second.
Okay.
If you leave it here, then that would be like you would hire a service, or it'd be a 1099 employee. If we want to actually hire someone, that's a different animal, and we'd have to put that in a different bucket
Yes.
to budget. So just calling that out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then professional services, I noticed this year we have quite a few. We're at 1,500 this year. I just put my fee in there for professional service for next year. I don't know if you have other professional services that we need to account for. In professional services on this, you've got my fee from last year, which is $750, and then you've got the 65 that I'm not sure what it is, and then the 712. So I don't know what those two are, or if they need to recur this year.
Do you know what those are, Karen, for those particular professional services?
The 712 was the attorney.
Oh, right.
The
okay.
65, I don't remember what that was.
And then that's not really
So
a
those
huge
things
number.
should not be recurring.
Okay. So that's what I put in there was just my fee for next year. And then dues, fees, and subscriptions, we're on pace for 350. We've got 500. I don't have anything this year for miscellaneous and banking, so I threw in $100. And then internet and phone, we're on pace for 1,500, so I put 1,800.
Where is the grant for the backup generator?
We'll get there.
Under where is that?
We'll get there.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
Well, I do not, I'm sorry, but I don't want to see a grant stuck in just like it was part of our budget. It needs a separate line item.
It is. It does have a separate line item. That's why I say we'll get there.
Also for the maintenance. Yeah, the 14,400. It needs to be broke down into the grant.
Okay.
And then
If
whatever
that's-
is for the hall.
Yeah, if that's what the committee wants, no problem.
Oh, I want. I want a lot.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Well, I don't want to see it as part of the budget though.
Well, it'll be part of the budget. I mean, it'll be part of the global budget. You just want to call that on a separate line item.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I guess I got a little lost on the professional services, that's, the 712 is the lawyers.
Yep.
Fees, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And we haven't got the election costs yet, I guess.
No.
We have.
We have it.
Do we have election fees?
New.
It's easier to find it here. I set it out.
Should be like $500.
It's like
1,300.
Holy cow!
Yep.
So that'll reduce your carryover.
Yeah, it's like,
1366.75.
Okay. So here's the question. Do we want to, we don't have to account for that if we don't want to. Do we want to account for that? Because you're not going to pay it next
We're
year.
not gonna be paying it next year, guys.
Right.
That's why I didn't even bring it up in the first place. Same thing with that one. It should.
It's going to reduce your
Hopefully not
carry.
gonna be reoccurring.
The $65 on there was to you
Okay.
for,
Oh, on the phone call.
oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
consultation, yeah.
It's all me. Yeah, it's all me
Yeah.
in there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, none of that stuff should be reoccurring.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at 35,725 in total expenditures for materials and services as it sits right now. You're on pace for 21,000. If we take that 21 and we add the 8,400 that we know about, then you would be at 29,500. So we've still got about 10,000 or 6,000 of extra room in there. Is everybody comfortable with that, or do we want to tweak it?
So we have 6,000 to carry us till July 1st. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No.
No, I'm saying based on where we are now, where we expect to be by the end of the year, as 21,000, and then we know that we've got an additional expense of the grant, so that essentially adjusted current year becomes 29,500, and we have 35,700 budgeted in materials and services for next year. So what I'm saying is, you always want to compare current year to next year so you can see where the growth is. We've budgeted for 6,000 in organic growth.
So something else that I don't, maybe we just haven't gotten to it yet, is the, what was it, 21,500, I think is where, or 550?
The generator?
It's
For the
right.
generator.
Trust me, we'll get there.
Okay, good. Cool, thank you.
No worries.
I believe in you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So any questions on materials and services?
So I think I think the 6,000, I personally think the 6,000 is fine because Lord willing, we'll be getting resources from other places, from other grants and stuff, so hopefully we won't have to dip into this stuff.
Yeah.
How does everybody else feel about 6,000? Okay.
Okay. All right, let's go to page 2 now. That we or page 3 or page 3, the one we skipped. Okay, you'll see that 35,725 from the last page we just talked to carries over. It's a little under halfway down the page. It says other see detail.
Page 3.
That's what we just talked about.
Okay, yep.
Equipment and improvements under capital outlay. When you buy a big item that lasts longer than a year and costs more than $5,000, that is capital outlay.
Okay.
And so that's what I put the generator as. Yep. So I've got 21,500 for that. That's the only thing that's in there. We can call it grants. We can do whatever we want to do, but that's what that is.
That's the only thing that we have on the radar right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, but
But I
for
think
budgeting
we're-
purposes, right now, we know of for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and if you get specified grants, like if let's just say you got another grant for the same thing, right? You get to have 2 generators. You can bring that in by resolution. So if you get to another 21,000, you say, oh gosh, we got 21,000 restricted for this purpose. You just do a resolution at your normal meeting and you say, hey, we got 21,000 and we want to use it for this purpose. It adds to your budget.
Okay.
Yeah. So based on those numbers, based on everything I've just told you, your budgeted carryover is $36.75, which essentially results in a loss from in that current budget year of 6,000 is what we're budgeting for. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. It's just
Right.
that's where it's at. We budgeted 6,000 more in expenditures than we did in current year increase,
So,
adjusting for the grants.
pretty similar to last year then.
Very similar to last year.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
adjusting for the grants. Yep.
Mhm.
So, if everyone's happy with it, I mean, we can change it whatever you want. I'm not trying to push. If everyone's happy with it, we would just vote to accept the budget, and then at next meeting, I would give you guys all the information. I don't come out, but I'll give you the whole script and everything, and then you would, and then as the committee council would adopt the budget, and then it becomes legally enforceable at that point.
All right, are there, other than, showing, I guess, the one grant in a separate line item, I like that, does everybody
Well,
feel?
2 grants, separate line
Well,
items,
we already
right?
have one in a separate line item that is for, what you call it, capital
It's
overlay?
it's capital outlay is the category.
Yeah.
The line item is equipment and improvements.
Yeah. And that's the only thing, that's a 21.5, and that's the only thing that,
That's in there.
because that's in there, it's the only thing
And
that's
that's
gonna
for
be
the
expended for
generator.
is for the generator.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're both separate line items, or can be, if you don't mind doing that, Rob.
Okay, for sure.
But then you're talking about taking the 8,400 back out of this repairs and maintenance and
Yeah.
putting it into its own category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's its own individual. I just want to be clear. It's its own individual line item
Line item,
as a
okay.
description. Nothing changed on the materials and services, and that's going to be
Right, that's what-
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be your authority. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Any other questions?
No, that was,
And that was in the 14.
yeah,
Yeah,
14,
that's
400.
So 8,400 will be removed from that.
Okay, but yeah, the whole
Yeah,
thing is still,
yeah.
okay, gotcha.
So, do I have a motion to accept the budget with the proposed change?
I motion that we approve or accept
Okay.
the.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor? Okay. Vote is unanimous.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's just a nice one, it's just like, it's like short and sweet.
Yeah, I like that. So what I will do on my end is I will prepare the LB1 and we will get it advertised. When do you want the budget hearing to be?
30th is our next meeting.
Of June?
Of June.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Of June. Is our
6,
next meeting, so
30.
that I guess we'll just do them
What time?
on the same day. It's 7 o'clock. Our normal meeting time. is
7 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. And here?
Mhm.
Okay. Okey doke.
We'll have to figure out exactly how to do that legally and announce it and everything, but yeah, that's when we'll do it.
So we will put it in the paper.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's not just a normal meeting announcement. There's a whole form. Then that's what I. That's what
Right. I think we have one of the original ones here.
Mhm.
So, let's do 7:30
Okay.
PM, so that we can break out of the beginning of the regular business meeting, we'll do that, and then we'll go back into the regular meeting.
Okay. So here's the thing with this.
Can we do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If you advertise though, you can't change it.
No,
Otherwise, you have
that's
to
why that's what I was saying,
re-advertise the whole
We
dang
already
thing.
have the announcement for the next meeting to be at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
The regular business meeting.
Okay.
So we'll push back the budget a half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Or we're gonna go into it at 7:30 and then
And then
come
come
back
back
out.
out of it, yeah.
I'm sure
And-
it's gonna be all good on that.
It's gonna take 5 minutes
Yeah.
to approve the budget, you know what I mean?
yeah, what you do is I'll give you the scripting, but you just open the meeting and you say, is there any public comment? Okay, hearing no public comment. do we adopt the budget that you just approved? That's it.
Okay.
And then you're done.
Yeah.
It's a 5-minute thing.
Yeah.
The only thing is, that's the last possible day that you can approve it. It's the last day of your fiscal
What
year.
happens when we add more, if we get more grants or anything, then we would just, like you said, do a resolution?
Resolution, yeah. So if you have to change the budget, there's a couple ways. Honestly, I just advise you give me a call. I'm not gonna
Okay.
charge you extra for it. That's just normal consulting stuff.
Mhm.
So if you have, something big happens, you get a huge insurance recovery, something along those lines. I can just walk you through it. There's about 5 different ways you can change the budget, and it just depends on the facts and circumstances. So just give me a holler.
I don't think that we should need to in the next month and a half or less.
Yeah. Well, and this would be for next year. So it'd be
Right.
yeah.
But I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying, I don't see anything, ground shaking happening in that.
Okay.
on that time.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Did I hear you asking about Whitney Road earlier?
Yeah.
Wanna take that
You
home?
gonna take it
I
home?
was thinking about it.
Dude, it's a way nicer drive.
Okay.
You should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all-
Get out to
yes.
Whitney, get out to Highway
It's a
7,
dirt
take a
road,
ride.
but it's a nice dirt road.
Well, I go Highway 7 all the time, and I go through Whitney over there to my other clients.
Mhm.
I thought, well, shoot, if it connects, it'd be just kind of fun to see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Most folks, once they figure that out, inspectors and
Well, if you're
deputies
gonna have
or
to come out
whatever,
here,
if
might
they're
as
not in a hurry, they
Yeah.
almost always come through that.
I don't love Dooley. I mean, you guys
Oh.
have way more experience than I do on it.
Yeah.
No, that's,
You said
that's,
you
It's not my
love
favorite.
Dooley?
No, I said I don't care for it.
I mean, no.
I said I don't love Dooley.
I'm used to it, but I don't like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, if that's
Oh,
everything,
And we'll talk about this, at the next meeting too, this is Rob's,
Yeah.
Contract, so I'll get that on the agenda for the next meeting. But I appreciate everybody being here, yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Rob.
it.
yep. Thank you.
I don't know about YouTube videos, but I would like to.
Thank you, Rob.
Yep.
Have a good drive, man, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I would very much like to do something that not involves the hall for a few days. Other than get those portals, other than get those portals.
Yes, we have to set up those grant portals.
Ty sent money to them up. We need to transfer that over.
How
Did you
many,
do it already, or?
No,
how many portals do we need to set up? Is it 4 or 5? I think it's.
do I just log into Venmo then and?
Mm-hmm, just log in your
Okay.
Venmo and put and transfer it over into the bank account.
Okay.
I'm looking for Abby right here, so we can see.
Right.
Kinsey.
Abby was right up there.
Oh, she wasn't this, oh, there's info needed for applications. Oh, and I talked to Pat about that stuff today too.
You talked about that.
And, yeah, and he genuinely had no idea what I was talking about. He wasn't feigning it or anything like that. Like, he was like, no, I didn't get it, because it's probably went to your junk mail. And I showed him on this email, and he was actually pretty excited about it. He's like, really, they write the grants and stuff? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
the city needs to.
Yeah, so it's good.
Okay, so there's like 5 or.
1, 2, 3, 4 of those portals that we gotta log into. Yeah. And these are all for grants that Abby thinks that we should go after. And this is all the information that we gotta pull together.
Right.
And see, that's the thing, like,
Can you print that out for me?
yeah. Do you want the whole thing, or you just want the?
I just want, like, the stuff that we need. I'm not sure. Oh, hey Karen, here's this.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah, so we ordered 8 batteries, that's gonna be some more expenditure.
That's gonna be like almost $600.
Okay.
We ordered, no, it was over 600.
It's over 600.
8 batteries and 4 gallons of paint to fix everything.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have that, do I need to give her that receipt?
Yes.
I made a copy of it.
You have it.
Yeah.
And we should get a receipt.
From the batteries. He's
Oh.
gonna email it.
And we need, bank account information for that.
So what do you want? Do you want the original or do you want the copy? Here. Sounds good. And then there will be another one, but we will get that once they come in. And we'll have to pay for shipping too, because they're gonna ship it here. So it's gonna be like $700, probably.
Okay.
I mean, maybe 8.
But when the,
How long
fire marshal, when the fire marshal tells you you
batteries
have to
should
buy
last.
something, you have to buy something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and it's good that you didn't put it in the report, so that's.
He did.
Oh.
He did put it in the report. He said that we
He
have
didn't
2 months.
Yeah,
He didn't ding us, he gave us 2 months to fix it.
right.
Which probably isn't enough to get the generator installed, right, so definitely something that we had to buy.
So, shouldn't that amount cover the generator and the installation? Have we even looked at a generator?
So, that's why I was asking where the folder is that when they prepared all of this stuff, it has the vendors and everything in it.
Yeah,
I have not seen
there's
it.
stuff missing from
There's
here.
stuff missing.
I have not seen it.
That's why
It was not me.
no, I know,
No.
that,
No,
I
I
know.
mean, but I'm just saying, who's
But
been down
there's
here?
quite a bit of important information missing.
I wonder actually, did
And
Bobby,
and I
did we
think
send some stuff with Bobby?
And I think it disappeared while I was gone. Like while I was, when
We
there was
didn't
a
send
whole-
anything with Bobby.
And I don't think Bobby would have felt comfortable.
No, she wouldn't have
taking
taken
it.
anything like that.
No, I think that when the whole kids' night thing happened, I think some things went to.
And that was when I wasn't
Jan,
here because
Patty,
Nicole was
whoever.
doing it for me. And then, like, there's a few binders of minutes, of grants, vendor stuff, of other things that are, and even stuff that we got from Julia from down at the Stratton station. Like some of the stuff that's like
Yeah?
is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a copy of what they sent us for that?
That's, I'm just gonna reach out, I already.
Right,
logged-
but
I
that
already-
stuff
I already
that was-
logged into the portal, so I'll just reach out to them.
But that stuff that was historical and stuff is gone. It's irreplaceable.
Well, I know.
So I'm just.
We've
like,
got some bad apples in this town,
I know.
Oh, yeah.
and that's the reason I'm not doing this anymore.
I know.
I don't wanna deal with
It
it.
was so funny.
Dude, I was watching the video back, Karen, and Travis pointed out to me because you said when you saw Angus get up to leave, it made you laugh.
Matt,
And then I see you on there, and Travis like, look, and as soon as Angus gets up, and you're like smiling, and they cracked me up.
Matt on Facebook, on the video.
Oh yeah,
Dude, recall Karen!
that cracked me up.
It's like, thanks, Matt.
He's all, oh.
I thought it was hilarious.
Well,
Did that print out, Ken?
You chewed me out for being here today. I
Did that
said,
print out? Yeah, I know, it's your birthday.
And you quit
He said,
recording,
"You need to
right?
be done."
I hope you did.
No, OBS has been shut off since before Rob was explaining to us.
Oh.